155-day layoff, the longest of his career, a 6-inch reach advantage, 4-inch height advantage over the battle-tested former champion, JoJo Diaz. Here's Mark Prado.
All right, fight fans here in Anaheim. Please welcome next to the blue corner from South El Monte, California, the former IBF champion of the world, Joseph JoJo Diaz Jr.
It's nice to see a reflective, humble version of JoJo Diaz as we've seen before this fight. In his last few fights, quite frankly, Sergio, he was honest with us. Why did you take this fight? He said, I needed it. I'm on the short end of the stick. I had to agree with whatever weight they wanted, whatever gloves they wanted. I'm here because I need this moment. I need another chance, and he gets it, but he's a big underdog.
A huge underdog, and I've known JoJo Diaz since he was 8 years old in the gyms of South El Monte. I've seen him make the 2012 Olympic team. I've seen him win a world championship. I've seen his ups and I've seen his downs, but I haven't seen the rejuvenation. This is a man that's on the back nine of a solid career, championship career, but can he have a rejuvenation? That's what I want to see from JoJo Diaz. Defense, another wrinkle to his game, and show that he has another chapter in the long book of what makes JoJo Diaz.
And now, please welcome his opponent as he makes his way to the red corner from Santa Ana, California, the former WBO and ABO champion, Alexis Rocha.
Boy, Rocha's been chomping at the bit to get back in the ring. We haven't seen him since December of 2024. That majority draw against Raul Curiel, one of the fights of the year, Chris. They were supposed to run it back in January, but it did not go as planned.
Yeah, it didn't go as planned. And really, these last few years have not gone as planned for Alexis Rocha. Back in 2023, he got stopped by Giovanni Santillán in what was supposed to be a showcase type of fight for him. Got knocked out in that fight. Now he rebounded to win 2 fights in a row before earning that draw in what was a very competitive fight against Raul Curiel. After that, he required surgery, which kept him on the shelf for all of 2025. And then he had that incident in January where he collapsed 2 days before the scheduled rematch with Raul Curiel. And all that, guys, he told us it put him in a pretty dark place. To have boxing taken away from him, really, for the first time, it took a mental toll on him. So he's happy to be back, and he understands this opportunity. Yes, he's a big favorite going up against JoJo Diaz, but you hear the crowd here in the building tonight. There are a lot of Santa Ana fans here to represent for Alexis Rocha if he wins this fight. At a minimum, he is next in line to fight someone like Raul Curiel, but he has got bigger fish in mind. This is a guy that believes if he wins, and he wins convincingly, Golden Boy and Ryan Garcia are going to look in his direction.
25-2-1 with 16 knockouts, Alexis Rocha.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from the Honda Center here in Anaheim. This is Golden Boy Boxing on DAZN. Our next contest, scheduled for 10 rounds in the super welterweight division, brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline. Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. And Riyadh Season. The judges scoring this contest are Rudy Barragan, David Sullivan, and Fernando Villarreal. Controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ray Corona. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 147.6 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 34 victories, 8 defeats, 1 draw, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears camouflage this evening and hails from South El Monte, California. Please welcome a 2012 Olympian the former WBC interim lightweight champion and the former IBF super featherweight champion of the world, Joseph JoJo Diaz Jr. His opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at 147.4 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 25 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Wearing teal and silver with the flags of the USA and Mexico, he hails from Santa Ana, California. Please welcome the former WBO and ABO champion, Alexis Rocha.
Mouthpiece. Nothing below the letters there. Nothing below the letters here. You want to touch gloves? Do it now. God bless.
Is this indeed the last stand for JoJo Diaz? Can Alexis Rocha regain the form he had a few years ago, and it seemed like a world title opportunity was coming his way? He needs an impressive win tonight, but it's hard to stop JoJo Diaz. He's never been hit to the canvas. He's only been stopped on his feet.
Ready? JoJo has lost. He's only won 2 of his last 7 fights. He's very familiar with aggressive southpaws. He's a southpaw himself. But I don't know how he's going to react to when he gets hit by a bigger, naturally stronger fighter in Rocha.
And JoJo told us this week that he wants to be the front foot fighter. He wants to be the one backing Rocha up. And I think that's the right strategy in a fight like this. But you're seeing early on, big size difference between Rocha and Diaz. And right away, you've got JoJo on the back foot. The output, guys, bears watching. JoJo gets outthrown and outlanded in a lot of fights. The Prograis fight, that's a good example of it. He has got to find a way to match the output of Alexis Rocha or do something that can change the course of this fight.
This doesn't look that different than our last fight, as Fundora was 7 inches taller and longer. Right now, Rocha is about 4 inches taller and longer.
I like that jab to the belly by Rocha. Yeah, southpaw versus southpaw. One thing about JoJo Diaz, very familiar with facing southpaws.
The only man to ever stop JoJo Diaz, as I mentioned, Oscar Duarte, who stopped Diaz on his feet in round 9.
I like JoJo using the entire ring, not letting Rocha plant his feet.
Good body shot there, though, from Rocha, yeah.
And JoJo trying to get one back.
Whenever you're dealing with naturally bigger fighters, stronger fighters, you don't want to let them set their feet. So this is a good strategy by JoJo, who we know likes mixing it up, but not against a bigger fighter like Rocha.
You know, JoJo, he lost his last fight to Prograis, but you can certainly argue that was the best JoJo Diaz has looked in several years. I mean, he almost had Prograis out in the first round, almost knocked him out in the first round of that fight. I would have liked to have seen JoJo at 140 pounds in some kind of competitive fight. It's a lot to ask to go up against a puncher like Alexis Rocha.
Yeah, JoJo not exactly known as a power puncher. He'll probably be even less lethal at this higher weight class.
His best performances, 126. He had a great fight with Gary Russell Jr., 130, beat Tevin Farmer to win a world title. Even his first fight up at 135, beat Javier Fortuna. But after that, it's really been mostly downhill for JoJo Diaz.
I like to see him catch and counter. I mean, when you're dealing with a fighter like Rocha, he puts a lot of power behind most of those punches. He doesn't hide his power. So catch and counter if you're JoJo.
JoJo trying to close the distance, did well there and worked to the body. That's the smart play.
Good body shot there by Rocha. You could tell that he wants to impose his size and dig down to the body of JoJo, take away them legs, take away their conditioning, and maybe break down and be the first man to really stop a tough fighter like JoJo Diaz.
Turn.
Don't change much. You don't need to change much. How you feel? Great first round. Okay, keep power boxing. Everything off the jab. See, I've been saying you this, look for this left upper. Okay, see how he's missing, he's slow? Pick up that speed a little bit more, even if you throw it on his glove. Just show it to him. Okay, no let him get going. He's gonna look for this to the body. He's tried it 3 times that round. How do you feel? Take a look quick.
You see Rocha walking down JoJo. Nice shot downstairs. Didn't land cleanly, but those are the punches that JoJo Diaz needs to catch and counter with uppercuts. This is the thing that gets JoJo in trouble. He just puts that earmuff defense on, and bigger fighters just wail away at those gloves. You can't be doing that with a bigger fighter like Rocha.
And the body work is a big part of the game plan of Alexis Rocha. He and his trainer, Hector Lopez, when they've been studying JoJo this week, they look at that midsection, and they don't see a guy that's ripped down there. They see a guy that's a natural 135, maybe 140, coming up to 147. So they see a lot of room to operate with that lower body.
I think JoJo's I think the biggest JoJo is a 130 pounder where he can compete and be a contender. Anything north of that, I think he's going to be the B-side. And right here at this weight division, I want to see how he reacts when he gets hit.
I said to him this week, I said, JoJo, every time you come off a fight, we talk about you moving down in weight, and afterwards you always move up a couple of pounds, or in this case 6 pounds, to a new division.
And it's not age, you know, he's a young fighter at 33. Just, you know,
he's been in a lot of wars, though.
He's aging in dog years, that's for sure.
He's got a legendary chin, but it's going to be tested tonight. You can already tell. And we asked Rocha what he thought about this matchup. He said, man, I grew up watching Diaz. When I was in my teen years, he was in his prime. And said, look, I used to take photos with him. I went to his fights, but I learned from him when I watched him spiral out of control. I saw him hanging out with the wrong people. He was doing bad things. He was obviously drinking. And Rocha said, he's a cautionary tale for me. And he almost, on some level, regrets the fact that he's going to have to try and beat up JoJo Diaz tonight.
Yeah, but this is what you want on your resume, a former champion, a former Olympian. So if you can get a name like JoJo Diaz on your resume, it's a good look for Alexis Rocha, no matter how good they know each other.
There's just not a lot coming back right now to Rocha, having his way with the former champ.
Hey, stop. Take a step back.
The highlight of Diaz's career had to be when he won the IBF super lightweight title from Tevin Farmer back in 2020, but then he would lose it on the scale in his next bout against Rocha, which ended up being a majority draw.
See, that's the earmuff defense I'm talking about by JoJo. I don't want to see him do that. That's what I want to see. Catching and countering. But if you can duck under those punches and make someone like Rocha completely miss, fall off balance, and then make him pay, that's a strategy that's going to be smarter for Diaz.
Pull your arms up. Pull your arms. Don't use the shoulder.
Oh, boy. Diaz pawing at his face. That's never a good sign.
Diaz cuts really easily, so he's prone to cutting, so maybe he thought he got cut there on a punch or a head clash.
You gotta stop at the bell, gentlemen.
JoJo felt the size and the heavy hands of Rocha moving around the ring now.
And there's one half of our main event tonight. Arnold Barboza Jr., all smiles, fighting at 147 pounds for the first time. Chris, he says he's never felt better.
Yeah, you can see, and you have seen all throughout this fight week, Arnold Barboza looks happy, looks healthy, doesn't have to shrink down to 140, made some changes. You'll see in the back, Abel Sanchez, former trainer of Gennady Golovkin. He is working the corner tonight for Barboza, so it's another great name, another great mind in that corner. He's going to need it because this is a big challenge in the face of Kenneth Sims Jr. Kenneth Sims, 3 losses on his resume. 2 of them came pretty early in his career in a couple of 8-round fights. He was right there in that fight with Oscar Duarte in Chicago last year. Came out on the wrong end, but this is a very skilled guy who is more comfortable at this weight class than Arnold Barboza is.
That is our main event. Also our co-main still to come, featuring Oscar Collazo taking on Jesus Haro. Right now, we are in round number 3 as Alexis Rocha back in action for the first time in a year and a half.
JoJo not dipping under those shots and just catching them on the gloves. You do not want to be doing that. Little by little, that face is going to get red, maybe even cut and blood. And it's going to be a harder fight for him to keep a bigger fighter like Rocha off. You got to duck under those shots if you're JoJo.
Yeah, Rocha strong enough to hurt him through the gloves, it looks like, as we look at Chris Mannix's scorecard through 2.
Yeah, 2 rounds to none, 20-18 on my scorecard. Just the heavier-handed shots coming from Alexis Rocha. The output higher than JoJo Diaz. This fight, frankly, is going almost exactly as I thought it would go. JoJo trying to move forward a little bit, but still, as Sergio noted, getting into that earmuff defense that we've seen so many times over the last few years. 20-18, Alexis Rocha.
It's a lazy defense. It's a last resort defense, and when you're a smaller fighter moving up, a fighter with not much power, that's the last defense you want to do.
Well, you know, Diaz is going to give it all he's got, but right now, Rocha just doesn't seem to be too bothered at all with what's coming back.
I like the punch selection by Rocha as well. Going down to the body, uppercuts, hooks. But right now, you got to break down a veteran like JoJo. You got to fool him with some shotgun jabs. Touch him with jabs, touch him downstairs, and power jabs.
By the way, JoJo Diaz does not have a knockout win in nearly 7 years. It was Freddie Fonseca back in 2019.
And for that, you have to go back to his days in the much lighter weight classes. Good combination there from Alexis Rocha.
Those are rattling shots. I mean, with these small gloves, even when you block those punches like that, they still rattle your brain. They still rock you.
And now you saw Rocha kind of inviting Diaz to come inside, and that's what happened. He's just too strong.
Too strong and not making a miss. So whenever you're dealing with a fighter that's always hitting something, always touching something, you're making it easier for him to break you down.
A good moment here for Diaz.
Big left hand by Rocha. And you can see Rocha has zero respect for the power of JoJo Diaz and the size of Diaz. It's going to be a long night for JoJo, man. I just don't see him being able to get the respect.
Nice right hand there from Diaz.
And Rocha smiling at JoJo. See, there you go. Whenever you have your hands up like that, it's easy to come around the guard because you can't see those punches coming from that blind side. And it's going to be all Rocha. That's what I want to see. Penetrate the gloves. You can penetrate the gloves with simple jabs by turning the glove just slightly so you can go through the guard. But there you see Diaz landing some shots, but not doing enough to get respect by Rocha. Not enough power behind those punches.
We asked JoJo Diaz to break down Alexis Rocha. What do you think of him as a fighter? And Chris, he said, I think Rocha's a B-class fighter who has a lot of flaws in his game. He gets hit too much.
Yeah, I think some of that may be true, not the B-class fighter stuff, but maybe he does get hit. The problem is, at this weight class, JoJo doesn't have the power to make him pay for some of those weaknesses.
You know, it's interesting, by the way, the last fight that JoJo Diaz had was against Regis Prograis, and now both of them kind of choosing to go up in weight. Diaz to fight Alexis Rocha, and Prograis going up in weight to fight Conor Benn.
The difference is that Prograis making a lot more money for it.
And Prograis is a naturally bigger puncher. This is not going to end well for JoJo just catching punches like that from Rocha. Catching him on the gloves like that. It's not a good look, and it's not good for your health either.
Well, this is that you made the point, sir. This was kind of my problem when this fight was made, and something we've been talking about a little bit during the week. These are the type of punches that linger. As we look at the CompuBox numbers, 23 landed jabs for Alexis Rocha, 106 overall. These are the kind of shots when you get to this stage of your career, you're a little bit older, you're getting a little bit bigger, you're facing a puncher. These are the kind of shots that stick with you, not throughout the rest of your career, but the rest of your life.
I agree with you, and this is when fighters start slurring their speech. Whenever you're in fights like this, whenever you don't mind getting hit and blocking shots like that by a puncher. Rocha is a solid, heavy-handed puncher, and you can't be catching him like that with 8 and 10-ounce gloves. You got to make fighters miss. You got to have them missing that air, then you can dig them downstairs, peck them to the body, take their legs, take their confidence from being offensive.
The crowd really into this fight, I'll tell you that.
Oh, we got two Southern California fighters here in JoJo and Rocha. I mean, yeah, of course they're going to be selling tickets, and it's an exciting fight. You're in there with a former champion in JoJo Diaz, a well-respected name, a fighter that's only been stopped one time. And Rocha, who's also been only stopped one time.
Oh, you can just feel and hear the difference in the punches when Rocha lands compared to Diaz. Diaz has gone 10 or more rounds on 23 different occasions.
Time! Hey, that was I don't care. You don't hit the back. You're going to corner me to take a point. Don't do it again.
Good uppercut there by Rocha on the inside. That backed up JoJo.
You got to stop at the bell. Time.
The Ammo Williams Show has taken over the Creed Royale in Orlando, Florida. After a heartbreaking last-minute cancellation in New York, Austin Williams has his sights locked in on Carlos Adames and his WBC World Middleweight title. Can he dethrone the champ? Find out next Saturday, March 21st, live here on DAZN. Chris, who do you favor in that one?
I don't know, man. That's a 50-50 fight, but I love that they rescheduled it this quickly.
Here and this, the left upper right here, wait. The left upper landed right on the head, okay?
Nice shoe shine right there by Alexis Rocha, and then getting an angle. That's what I like seeing from southpaws. Get your punches in, and then flank your opponent, trying to get in an angle there. Not putting too much behind those punches. There's more of a flurry, which I like seeing from Rocha, because he normally loads up a lot. You want to hide your power. Good performance so far by Alexis Rocha. I like what I'm seeing. When you're a southpaw, you want to use those left-handed advantages, and that's punching and dipping to your right, and Rocha's been doing that.
All right, Chris, how do you have it through 4 rounds?
Yeah, I've got a 4 rounds to none in favor of Alexis Rocha. JoJo Diaz had a few moments here or there, landed a few combinations, but just the sheer power of Rocha has been a factor. So too is that jab. He's been very disciplined with sticking that jab out there, fighting behind it. 40-36 in favor of Alexis Rocha.
Good body shot by Rocha. See, the thing about JoJo, he takes a great punch upstairs, but when you're a little older, when you're at the stage that JoJo is, you want to start digging downstairs. That's when you're able to stop someone like JoJo.
Nice left hands from JoJo, but the right hands from Rocha are better. Well, I was going to say, it's a good strategy from JoJo, closing the distance, going forehead to forehead, working the body.
JoJo Diaz knows how to fight. The kid knows how to fight. That's the reason he's able to be in this position. Only got stopped one time in 43 fights. Former champion, former Olympian. But whenever you get accustomed to losing, and whenever you start just fighting for money or fighting for something else than pride and legacy, that's when you start getting hurt.
26 more landed power shots from Rocha through 4 rounds. Well, we've talked about the concerns you have for JoJo Diaz. Chris, what concerns will you have for Rocha if he's not able to get JoJo out of there?
I
don't know that I'd have concerns if he's not able to get a stoppage. JoJo has proven at any weight class he's got a great chin. I think for this fight for Rocha, it's about getting out, looking sharp, looking like you're a contender again at welterweight.
Is he looking that way right now,
I think
Sergio?
he looks pretty good. Well, sorry, I think he looks pretty good for a guy that's been off since December of 2024. And what he went through back in January, missing weight, collapsing, having to go to the hospital, coming back here a couple of months later. So far, so good in my book for Alexis Rocha.
I agree. I like the punch selection. I like the body shots. I love the fact that he's minding his defense as well. He's punching hard and then dipping. You know, Rocha, he's been stopped before by a southpaw in Santillan, but that's because he wasn't punching and dipping. He was punching and catching. So I like the new things that I'm seeing.
And the placement, Sergio, of those hooks. Like he's, as you mentioned, he's seeing that earmuff defense of JoJo, and he's landing some big shots around the guard.
Good shot by JoJo, but you can see Rocha just ate that up and didn't respect it at all.
Rocha gave him the nod to say, hey, you got me, but I ain't hurt.
That should be concerning for JoJo. That was a clean left hand.
Up next, it's our co-main event of the evening. Oscar Collazo taking on Jesus Haro. Collazo very big in the... He wraps himself in the Puerto Rican flag. He's been wearing the Puerto Rican baseball hat. He said, hey, Puerto Rico is playing Italy in the World Baseball Classic during the day. You watch that game, and then you watch me at night. But unfortunately, Sergio, Italy beat Puerto Rico.
Italy has been beating everybody. Who would have thought that Italy is great at baseball? Being the Americans, being the Puerto Ricans. I think we got a new player in town, an Italian baseball player.
I'm just waiting for Sergio to say something ethnically inappropriate about the Italians. But good job in not doing that at that point. And here's a young guy at Jesus Haro who believes that he should be in the position of Oscar Collazo. He was a tremendous amateur, fought in the USA boxing pipeline, got over 100 wins as an amateur, but just wasn't able to get the attention of promoters early in his career.
You, Chris Mannix, can take fashion tips from Italians.
Don't know what that means.
And you dress horribly.
We're in round 6. It's been pretty much one-way traffic from Rocha. I mean, Diaz has landed shots, but they just haven't been able to phase Rocha in the slightest.
And that's the worry that we had coming into this fight. JoJo's never been a puncher. He wasn't a puncher at 126. He's certainly not going to be a puncher at welterweight at 147. But he does bring experience. He does bring a granite chin. And when prepared, he can give anybody a hard time.
Right on the belt line is Rocha. We mentioned this earlier, Chris, but maybe there's those joining us now that didn't hear. What are the odds that Ryan Garcia faces off eventually with Alexis Rocha?
I think because Alexis Rocha is in the Golden Boy stable, anyone in this weight class has to be considered a candidate to face Ryan Garcia. That includes the two guys that are fighting in our main event, Arnold Barboza against Kenneth Sims. Right now, I know Ryan Garcia is focused on some bigger names at welterweight, but if it comes down to the summer and there's not one out there, I could see one of the guys fighting on this card being against Ryan Garcia later this year.
I would like that. I mean, look, Alexis Rocha, he's lost to a slick boxer in Rashidi Ellis. He's lost to a devastating big puncher in Santillan. Ryan Garcia has a little bit of both. So I would love to see someone like Rocha, you know, who has experience against both those styles, so against a newly minted champ. Good body shot by Rocha, man. Those are heavy shots. And if you notice, as soon as he lands that shot, he takes a little step to his right. You know, not letting JoJo, who's also a southpaw, you know, get a counter in.
Ooh, nice uppercut there from Rocha.
That's going to be the shot. If he's going to hurt JoJo, it's going to be an uppercut. It ain't going to be straight shots. It ain't going to be hooks. JoJo takes a big shot. It's uppercuts. Those are the shots that, you know, fighters aren't accustomed to getting hit with.
Hey, stop. Hey, stop. That was a good shot, bro. One more time, man. I'm going to take a point. One more time, no more. Watch out, let's go.
That looked good to me, Sergio. What did you see?
I think that was earlier. I agree with Ray Corona with the warning, but that one I think was a little bit unneeded.
I don't know what that meant.
It wasn't needed.
What wasn't needed? The warning or the punch?
The warning.
Okay.
You got to stop at the bell.
Well, JoJo's hanging in there.
Yeah, and he's shortening up that left hand, which actually is intercepting the offense of Rocha.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, any day of the week, DAZN pretty much has you covered. How about Saturday, April 25th, as Olympic gold medalist Tony Yoka hunts for heavyweight glory as he faces WBC's #1 contender and 2-weight world champion Lawrence Okoli live from the Adidas Arena on April 21st. That should be a banger.
Behind the ear a little bit more, okay? Estás allí. Push me. Ajá. Control con el jab. ¿Qué round vamos?
Go, guys, come on. What round is it? Control.
Look at this uppercut right here, Todd.
Down, mouthpiece in.
That's the shot that JoJo was complimenting Alexis Rocha on. He says, good shot. But that was a good punch that's going to be there again, because whenever you have that high guard, that's the punch that always gets through those uppercuts. So expect Alexis Rocha to start throwing left and right uppercuts.
All right, we're in round 7. Sergio, I'm not sure a knockout is in the cards for Alexis Rocha.
Well, a knockout's almost never in the cards when you're facing JoJo Diaz.
Yeah.
You know? He's just a cagey fighter, experience. Takes a big shot, granted chin, but it's also that earmuff defense of his. You know, it's hard to hit him with a clean shot. I used to love fighting fighters that have that defense, because I was just well away at the gloves. You know, I get angles well away, penetrate through the gloves, and just win on points. It's an easy style to face, unless you're facing the man that made that popular Winky right.
All right, let's see if Mannix has given JoJo a round.
No, I haven't. 60-54 in favor of Alexis Rocha. Again, JoJo's had a couple of moments here or there, landed a few combinations, but just the majority of the clean shots clearly being landed by Alexis Rocha. I like when JoJo comes forward. He has more success when he's backing Alexis Rocha up, but overall, this has been a pretty clean fight to score for Alexis Rocha.
Oh, good moment here for Rocha as JoJo's stationary, and he's eating these power shots.
Those are heavy shots.
He's not even trying to get out of the way.
There is nothing that Rocha is worried about in this fight. He's just so calm. You can see the expression in his face.
JoJo landing several punches, but Rocha just eating them up like Pac-Man.
Pull your arms up. Pull your arms
No
up.
respect.
Let's go. Stop. Stop. Take a step back. Listen. Come on, listen.
I think that one was worth a warning.
That one was worth a warning. Well, credit to JoJo. He's not breathing heavy. He's not cut. He's not bloody. He's not breathing heavy, and he's still game. Coming forward, trying to find a way to win. And this is the reason why JoJo Diaz continues to get opportunities. Not only does he have that former champion name, but he's always cagey enough to try to go for the victory.
Work. Pull your arm out, Rocha. Pull your arm. Stop. Take a step back. That was on the side of the head. That was good.
Sergio, you've talked before about fighters. You don't like the word dirty, but you want him to muck it up a little bit. That's what JoJo's doing here. He's trying everything he can.
I don't think it's dirty. I think he's having a great round here. You know, he's not doing anything illegal. I mean, Ray Corona, I think, has been a little bit hard on him. But I think that's what you want to do. Whenever you're a veteran, you want to try to find a way to win. And whatever the referee is letting you and allowing you to get away with, you know, keep pushing the envelope.
Probably the best round of the fight here for JoJo.
It was.
Oh, he punctuates it with a right hand. Nice little sneaky body shot there by JoJo. Those are veteran shots.
you know, on the inside. And right there, you can see Rocha missing that uppercut. JoJo took advantage of it, and like we said, it was a good round by JoJo Diaz. Let's see if he can build some momentum from here.
JoJo Diaz, 33 years old, had an outstanding amateur career, a 93-4 record that included 2 U.S. national titles and a 2012 Olympic Games appearance.
I remember the first time JoJo Diaz walked into a gym. He was 8 years old, and it's amazing how far he's come.
Wow, you were there?
Yeah.
You were in the gym?
When his father brought him in, I seen his first days in the gym.
Work, guys. Pull your arms out. Come on, work.
Let's check in now with Chris Mannix, who's with Hector Lopez, the trainer of Rocha.
Hector, what do you think of what you're seeing so far?
You know what? Obviously, Chris, he's had a 13-month layoff. He's looking pretty good, or 15-month layoff, to be honest. So he looks good. Just trying to get those cobwebs out of the way. He's good. JoJo's a tough guy, a lot of experience, so he's good.
JoJo trying to back him up these last couple of rounds. What do you want to see?
A little bit more power boxing. Not get into JoJo's fight. JoJo's efficient when he's inside. We got a 6-inch reach advantage. We got to take advantage of it.
Yes, Hector.
Yeah, 70-inch reach for Rocha, 64 inches for JoJo. But Diaz is having more success here in the later rounds.
He is, because while he's a veteran, you know, he's experienced, and the fact that JoJo knows how to fight. I know I keep repeating that, but he knows how to fight. He knows how to box on the outside, but now the legs aren't there with him. Age has caught up to him. You know, all those wars have caught up to him. Now he needs to make it into a fight. And you mentioned the word dirty. I just mentioned, you know, veteran tactics.
Stop! Take a step back.
Find a way
All the way back.
to find a way to win.
What a chin JoJo Diaz has.
And another good round and display by JoJo.
Yeah, he's winning this round.
You know, he and Freddie Roach had the right game plan coming in. It's just the execution that proved difficult in the early rounds. When he's on the front foot, backing Roach up, that's when he's having the most success. Just the first 6 rounds.
Oh, man.
There he eats a straight left hand. But the first 6 rounds, he wasn't able to do that.
I'll tell you what, man, this just proves the granite chin on JoJo Diaz. He got hit cleanly by that left hand by Rocha.
Yeah, let's see if Rocha goes for it here. That's about as buzzed as you can get, JoJo Diaz.
I didn't see him rocked or buzzed. I think he ate that up.
Take a step back. All the way back. Let go. Let go both of you.
I mean, Rocha stepped in and threw that punch from about 6 feet away. Right on the chin, and Diaz Jr. ate it.
Come on. Rocha, let go. Work out of there. You gotta stop with the bell, gentlemen.
Another decent round by JoJo. Lands a good right hook right there in the end.
Time.
How you feel? Wait. Okay. Hey, I want you to settle your punches a little bit more. Espérate, deja todos open. How do you feel? Okay. The only time you land is cuando te me duermes, güey. Hey, if we want to be elite, you can't fucking be falling asleep on my ass. Okay, you have tomorrow to fall asleep. Today, you don't fucking sleep. Hey,
Don't get lazy and don't fall asleep on me were the instructions by Hector Lopez, and that's what he noticed right there. Getting a little bit too comfortable with Rocha on the inside. Got hit with an uppercut, woke him up, came right back with a combination.
Here's the big one. Bam!
Big shot right there, straight left hand. You could see the knees buckle a little bit on JoJo, but did not go down. That man does not go down.
He's got that Jake LaMotta chin. JoJo Diaz, in his 44th professional bout, has had moments in this fight. He's losing, no doubt about it, but he's showing you how great he can be at points, at times, Sergio.
Stop, both of you. Stop.
Well,
come on, watch that.
He accomplished great things. You know, we mentioned his resume, Olympian, former champion. But now, he's more of a gatekeeper champion, you know? He needs to prove that he can still turn back the clock and have one great night instead of just competing. He needs to start beating.
Let's see if Chris Mannix gave the 8 to JoJo.
Yeah, I didn't give him the 8th, but I gave the 7th to JoJo Diaz, so I've got it 79-73 on my scorecard. He is having some moments over these last couple of rounds, and they're happening as he's walking Alexis Rocha back, but he's still getting hit with these like 7-8 punch combinations from Rocha, and when they both start dialing up for those one punches, it's Rocha's that are the more impactful punches. So a game JoJo Diaz, but still down big on my scorecard.
Pull your arms out.
But he's not fading away, and that's something to celebrate when you're an older fighter, right, Sergio?
Well, he never fades. I mean, like, he goes up. When he fought William Zepeda.
Oh, nice right hand.
William Zepeda was a buzzsaw at that point, still is. And JoJo Diaz absorbed about 100 punches per round in that fight, stayed on his feet and finished the fight. This guy can take the arsenal from pretty much anybody in boxing.
Well, that was the only stoppage on JoJo Diaz, but he got stopped in the 9th round of a 10th round fight, so it just goes to show you how tough JoJo is.
And this is what I was talking about at the top of the show. The difference in output was going to be a big factor. Alexis Rocha much better when it comes to volume punching, and clearly better when it comes to impactful punching.
As the great wrestling announcer Jim Ross likes to say, JoJo Diaz is tougher than a $2 steak. He ate that one pretty good. Right hand from Rocha.
Work. Watch him.
You know, my trainer, Dean Campos, who's sitting behind us, would always tell me and tell us boxers that the last thing you want to be known as tough. You want to be known as smart, as fast, as powerful, as experienced, as cagey technique, but not tough. Tough is just you're able to take a lot of punishment.
And give it back as he continues to march forward. And now Rocha unleashes his power shots. Hey, I got to give it up to Diaz, man.
You're gonna stop at the bell.
When don't we give it up to JoJo
This guy
Diaz?
just doesn't know how to quit.
Mano, cabrón. How you feel? Hey, you can't get hit with stupid shots that way. We say we want to come out clean, all right? How you feel? Good. Watch out, Alexis.
Here's Rocha doing the work with these power shots. And then right when you think that maybe Diaz is starting to fade away, he comes back and lands several of his own. This should be a fun final 3 minutes as Diaz and Rocha close out the show here in the 10th.
Awesome fight, guys. Let's keep it clean.
Gotta love the gamemanship by JoJo. He's already saying awesome fight to Alexis Rocha, and, you know, coming forward, still trying to attack and be offensive as JoJo.
This is why, like we've seen during this fight, this is why I really want to see JoJo just one more time try to get down to 135 pounds. Like at 135 pounds, he's going to be more powerful. At 135 pounds, he's not going to be as wary about taking these power shots. At these lower weight classes, I think he can still be a factor. It's just at 147 and even 140, it's just going to be really tough for him to get wins against the top guys.
But he's had a trouble making weight in the past. That's a tough ask for a 33-year-old to cut that much weight.
There's no doubt about it, but otherwise, Sergio, you kind of alluded to this, like, he's got the championship, that history of being a world champion. He's got the great chin. You can get fights like that. You can make 75, 100 grand getting fights like that, but you're going to be facing prospects. You're going to be facing killers that are coming up the ranks. That's not a way you want to make a living.
No, and it's going to be painful. That's the thing. You're going to be losing fights. I mean, JoJo has had several good runs.
Look at Diaz coming forward. He wants it to be mano a mano.
And winning this round, coming forward. He's been on the front foot the entire time, attacking Rocha.
Come on, work out. Pull your arms out, Rocha. Don't hit in the head.
And
Pull your arm out.
these
Stop,
type of
stop.
performances, even when you're at the losing end, are still going to continue giving you fights. You know, JoJo has the name, has a resume, and like Chris Mannix alluded to, that's the reason to continue being here.
And again, JoJo just standing right in the line of fire. Connected with the left as Rocha's up against the ropes. JoJo wants him to throw punches so he can find openings. Under a minute to go.
I'll tell you what, man, JoJo Diaz exceeded my expectations. I thought he was going to get hurt in this fight by a bigger, naturally stronger fighter. But look at JoJo. Look at JoJo egging the crowd on, still on the front foot.
And here comes the crowd to their feet. They want blood.
Flashes of what made JoJo a champion. Memories of the boxer of El Monte.
Downstairs goes Rocha.
And the crowd loving this fight, man. They're loving these two hometown-type fighters.
Stop. Let go. Work on it. Stop. Let go.
One man from Santa Ana, the other from South El Monte.
Get off the Rocha. Let go. Let go. You gotta stop. Take a step back. You're gonna stop with the bell. You're gonna stop with the bell.
And that will do it. A one-sided, yet somewhat competitive, fun fight. Did I explain that well?
No, it didn't make sense to me, Todd. But look, I see what you're trying to say. It was a one-sided competitive fight because JoJo has the experience to make it a competitive fight. Even when he's not winning rounds and putting rounds in the bank, he's still trying to win. He's still trying to find a way to win those rounds. He's just in there with a bigger, stronger fighter in Rocha. But if you scored rounds on gamemanship, then you would have to give some rounds to JoJo Diaz just for the effort that he put up.
Well, JoJo had a 10-week training camp, said he gave it his all, says he feels amazing. He's got custody of his daughter. He says he wakes up every day in a positive mood. No more partying, no more drinking. He's on the straight and narrow. He's found God. So JoJo Diaz is having a great life right now. And hey, he's not going to win this fight, Sergio, but he did better than I think a lot of people thought he would. Do you want to see Diaz back in the ring again?
As a fan, 100%. But as a fighter and someone that cares about his future and his well-being and him as a father, I think, you know, tough takes away from you, man. Tough takes away from your health. And I think this kid has burned the candle at both edges. And at this point of his career, if he doesn't continue winning or get an upset, then I think he should call it a career.
And here's the last round. I think it's a round Diaz won, Sergio.
Look, he probably won 3-4 rounds, but did he win the fight? Probably not. You know, it was an entertaining fight. The crowd loved it. I love the fact that JoJo didn't get hurt. But tough ain't enough in this sport. Tough is not enough.
Unbeaten British heavyweight Moses Atama takes on American contender Jermaine Franklin March 28th at the Co-op Live in Manchester as the rising star looks to continue his push towards a world title shot. You can see it live right here on the global home of boxing. All right, the numbers are in. Let's turn it over to Mark Frotto with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Anaheim, let's make some noise for these two warriors. They went all 10 rounds in a firefight here in the center of the ring at the Honda Center. We now go to the judges' scorecards, where Fernando Villarreal scored this one 97-93. David Sullivan had it 98-92, and Rudy Barragon had it 100-90. All three judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. From Santa Ana, California, Alexis Rocha!
What happened there? Did JoJo think he was from Santa Ana all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Maybe he did get hit hard.
I don't know what he felt there. 100-190. That was a one-sided fight. One judge had it for Rocha. I don't think it was that one-sided. We got to give JoJo a lot of credit. I thought maybe he pulled out a few rounds, but a clear winner here was Alexis Rocha.
When he dropped to his knees, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They gave it to JoJo, but what did you think?
Well, I heard them say Santa Ana, and I know this kid's from South El Monte, so no, I knew he made a mistake when he went down to his knees.
Oh, that reminds me back when Gabe Rosado
With Daniel Jacobs.
They said from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Excuse me, Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, man.
Oh, what a moment that was.